everyone, it's Haley, and today I'm going to be doing the courtship tag. So I was tagged a little while ago by Lit Pixie here on YouTube. I will link her channel down below, and I haven't done it yet because I had a bunch of other videos that I wanted to film first, but now I am finally doing it. I think this is a Valentine's Day tag, but I obviously didn't do it at Valentine's Day, so I'm just doing it now. So we're just gonna go with it. So basically this kind of goes through all the phases of a relationship, and with each phase there is a matching bookish question. I don't remember who created this tag, I am sorry, but I will link whoever created it down below, and let's get started. Phase 1, the initial attraction. Name a book that you bought solely because of the cover. And for this one I chose Entwined by Heather Dixon. This has such a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. Like, there are a ton of books that I've bought because of their beautiful covers, but this one is definitely number one because I didn't even really read the synopsis before I got it. I just thought it was so nice that I just had to have it to display on my bookshelf and to look pretty. It's just such a gorgeous, gorgeous cover. And speaking of covers, I'm thinking of doing a video of like my top however many favorite covers. If you guys would be interested in that, let me know. But yes, this one is just, I just think it's so nice and I just really, really enjoy it. Phase 2, first impressions. Name a book that you got because of the summary. And there are obviously quite a few books that I got because of the summary, but kind of the one that was most tantalizing to me was Tease by Amanda Maciel. The lighting's gonna be funny because it's a super reflective cover, but I also like this cover. But anyways, this book is about a girl who it's basically told from the point of view of a girl who bullied another girl into committing suicide. I just thought that seemed like it was going to be so interesting, and I haven't read it yet, but I am super excited to read it because it just sounds so cool. Like, that just completely drew me in. Phase number 3 is Sweet Talk, a book with great writing. And I have a ton of books that I just think the writing is absolutely beautiful in, but this is the one I've read most recently and I think has kind of stuck out the most, and that is The Strange and Beautiful Sorrows of Ava Lavender by Leslie Walton. If you have been watching my videos recently, I'm sure you could have guessed that. I just think this book is so beautifully written in all possible ways. The form and like the chapter, the format, and just the actual like writing of it is just so cool. It's basically a magical realism about Ava Lavender, who is a girl who was born with wings, and it tells the story of her great-grandmother and then her grandmother and then her mother and then herself. And that like chronological like order of telling it just makes it so beautiful, and even just her writing itself is just so whimsical and amazing. It really just draws you into the story, and this book honestly just made me want to write again. And I haven't written a really long time because I haven't had the time, but this book just like, it reawakened that kind of passion for writing in me, and I just absolutely love that. I think that is just such, like, it really says something about the writing if it makes a reader want to write. Phase number 4 is the first date. Name a first book in a series that made you want to continue with the series. I thought this question was a little funny because there are like a ton of first books. I've read a ton of series, and obviously I've read the first book and that's what made me want to continue with it, but I just chose one that kind of, I read the series really quickly after reading the first book, and that is The Darkest Minds trilogy by Alexandra Bracken. I read this series in a week, and after the first book I just had to pick up the second one right after, and it kept going like that throughout the series. I really, really love this series. It is a very interesting dystopian in my opinion. It reads like a movie and I really enjoy that. I just really enjoy it, and yeah, that's what I chose. Phase number 5 is late night phone calls. Name a book that kept you up all night. And for this one, I chose Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. I read this book in one sitting. I just could not stop reading it. I could not put it down. I just wanted to know what happened. And for a contemporary, I think that's really good because contemporaries, like, they're not the most action-packed books, and I usually, like, I have no trouble kind of putting the book down and doing other things, but this one I just really wanted to know what happened, and I just wanted to see the progress in Levi and Kath's relationship, and it just really, I literally could not put this book down, and that's why I chose this one, because I think the fact that it's contemporary, it's very rare to find a book like that, because there are a bunch of books that I've stayed up all night reading, but this one I had just read in one sitting and just, it was excellent. Phase number 6 is always on my mind. Name a book that you could not stop thinking about. And for this one, I went with The Book Thief by Marcus Zuzak. I'm actually lending this out to a friend right now, so I don't have it on me, but this book is like constantly on my mind. I always remember it, and I remember just the beautiful writing and just everything about it is just unforgettable, and I know it's a book that is going to stay with me for a very, very long time. Phase number 7, getting physical. Name a book that you love the way it feels. And I think this means like the physical book, like how the whole book feels. So I went with Crown of Midnight by Sarah J. Maas. This book is so soft on the cover, and like just the pages feel nice, and it like opens nicely. Like hardcovers a lot of the times don't want to open, but this one opens so nicely. It just wants you to read it. Throne of Glass doesn't feel the same. It doesn't have the soft cover, which is a little bit of a bummer. Heir of Fire doesn't feel like this either. I want them all to be soft because it's so soft. I just want it to be like that. And another book that I love the way it feels would be Talon by Julie Kagawa. I didn't like the book itself so much, like I gave it like 3 stars, but like it has the texture of the scales and it feels super awesome. I really, really enjoy that. It's so cool. It's so cool. Phase number 8 is meeting the parents. Name a book that you would recommend to relatives or friends. So there are a ton of books that I would recommend to relatives and friends, and it kind of would depend on who it is. I like recommend it based on what I think they would like, but a book that I think would be universally loved and pretty much is universally loved is The Fault in Our Stars by John Green. I just adore this story so much. I know it's very like cliche right now to like it, but I just think it's such a beautiful story and I just absolutely love it, and I want everyone to read it, but at the same time I don't, because I want it to be just mine. But you know, you get it. But I really do want to share the beauty that is this story, which is why I would recommend it to all of my family and friends. Phase number 9 is thinking about the future. Name a book that you can see many rereads coming in the future for. Was that a sentence? Maybe, I don't know. You get the point. And for this one, there are a ton of books that I want to reread. I actually did a video recently on books that I'm hoping to reread this year, but one that I know I will reread many times in the future, reread it to my kids, like so then they can enjoy it, would be Harry Potter by J.K. Rowling. That whole entire series, I would just love it and read it again and again and again and again. I just really, really love it. I know that's a very typical answer, but it's true, so you know, deal with it. Phase 10 is share the love. Who do you tag? So I'm going to tag a couple people. I'm going to tag Maureen over at Maureen Kiwi and Raeleen over at Padfoot and Prong 07. So if you guys want to do this tag, I would love to see your answers. And yeah, so that's gonna be all for today's video. If you guys, any of you, want to do this tag, feel free. I would also love to see that. And yeah, I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.